informed choice is, providing our clients information about the service options that are available to them, the resources and services that can help them work towards their future goals, and sometimes the pros and cons that can go with those different options. Now saying that, we can't certainly be making decisions for folks, but we do work with lots of people. We have families who give lots of feedback and food for thought and those kind of things. And so to me, in my role, I think the number one is letting my clients know about those different paid services, but also local resources that exist that can help them both short-term and long-term. Hey, if you're interested in art, have you reached out to the local art council and done some volunteering there? Those kind of things. I think that's even though that's not a paid service that I'm a part of on the funding request side. To me, that's the most ethical and helpful thing to do, is to help my client, be thinking of those experiences to get them towards their future goals. So yeah, to me, informed choice is knowing not only what paid supports are out there, but what's in your local community, and linking them to.
How do you see someone like a case manager or a support coordinator? How do you see them being kind of maybe best able to help a Propel student who wants to work but isn't quite ready for their first job but is getting there, or is finishing school but wants to get a job after school? Like, how can you see a support coordinator best being able to kind of help in this situation?
I definitely think if the support coordinator reach out consistently, just to make sure, letting them know, like, hey, we still want you here, keeping that motivation factor. Like, hey, we still want you here. We still have this job opening. And then also giving them that opportunity to job shadow, or just volunteer in that position, just for them to get a feel. And then also talking them through, like, okay, do you understand, this task? Do you understand how this task is supposed to be done? Do you understand, also getting them to understand, okay, if they do get this job, this will be their time. Or, if they do get this job, then these are the tasks that they will have to do. And this is the time that they will have to stay. Because I know, like, I'll give another example with my student, AJ. She has a set time. And so I'll say after 4 o'clock, it's like, okay, after 4 o'clock, that's my break time. I need to take a break, it's, and then I think 2 or 3 hours, then it's like, okay, work back up, and then time to go to bed and start for the next day. So I think having them understand, like, okay, this is the time, this is what they'll be doing, and just really reaching out to them and being that motivation and encouraging them that they can do it will be great.
So, they have problems with social issues, being able to make the inferences, and this continues on later in life. And if you don't kind of have an early intervention, it can affect them at work, and it can affect them in school. They may have a hard time making friends. They may not always understand when they're in trouble. And because that part of the brain is really related to the mirror neurons, then sometimes they have a hard time with empathy. And they're not bad kids. They just really sometimes don't understand, so they need some extra training. And most of parents are working full-time jobs, mom and dad both, or depending on the dynamics of the family, they may be single parent, or, but the kids may not be able to get the one-on-one attention that they really need to, like, train them and groom them. So what's good about being an RBT or having those kind of services for your child is because they're getting that one-on-one attention. We're interrupting the behaviors early, because sometimes if it's not a preferred task, like something that they really don't like to do, which you run into it more because they have restricted interests. There's only a couple things that they really love, and everything else is like, I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you run into that, then you can have behaviors where it looks like temper tantrums, but really those temper tantrums are usually anxiety and avoidant behaviors. But it looks like a temper tantrum, and parents can have, like, it can become like a Clash of the Titans moment. They're like, you're going to do it because I said so. And then where a neurotypical kid may be responsive to that and like, okay, well, I guess I don't have a say. You know, a kid with autism will dig their heels in, you know, because they're actually in duress at that moment. And then the parent just really wants compliance.